It is finally time to talk about breastfeeding and breast milk. And one thing about breastfeeding is it can be a frustrating part of postpartum if not done properly. And therefore, in this video, we want to talk about how to properly breastfeed and how long to breastfeed for, then the importance of breast milk and how it works. Then we want to talk about things that is going to make breastfeeding easy. And of course, we're going to be talking about how to boost your breast milk naturally. On this note, I want to welcome you to Preggy here. Here, I make relatable and simplified videos for pregnancy and postpartum. So please kindly subscribe to this channel. Our watchword is motherhood activated, patience activated, and love is all we need. Without wasting much of our time, let us go into it by starting with what how breastfeeding works. Now, breastfeeding is a method of feeding your child, is a natural production of milk serving as food for a newborn baby. Babies are definitely supposed to start with milk and nothing solid. And this milk is given to us naturally by God. Of course, we all know that. One of the first things you need to know is it is advisable to have a 6 months exclusive for your child. You won't give your child water, formula, anything, just pure breast milk right from birth. And the length of time to breastfeed is actually the minimum of 2 years. But then breastfeeding is quite personal. So it is left for you to determine how long you want to breastfeed your child, because the things that come along with breastfeeding sometimes is not for the weak. Is it from the painful nipples because of constant breastfeeding, or from waking up in the middle of the night every time because your baby needs to eat? Because breast milk digests very fast and doesn't stay so long compared to formula. So if your baby is breastfeeding, there is possibility that you're going to have to keep waking up in the middle of the night for as long as the child is still on that breast milk. So these are some of the challenges that comes along with breastfeeding that makes it hard. Now let us go to how what can make breastfeeding easy. The first thing I'm going to mention is pump. Buy a breast pump. You can either buy a breast pump, a manual breast pump, an electric breast pump, or you can express your milk naturally, like with your hand without the use of breast pump. Now, expressing your milk has a lot of advantage to it. Aside from the fact that it makes breastfeeding easy, if you have expressed your milk, it means that whether or not you are there, your baby can feed. You can give it to someone to feed your baby. So your baby will not be 100% reliant on you being the mother who produces the milk. So this is one of the number one advantage of expressing your milk. And importance of milk, or another thing that is good about expressing your milk, is milk can be used as a form of body cleansing for the child. You can put it in the child's bathing water to cleanse the body of the child. If the child has any small rashes that is just troubling, you can always apply, take a cotton wool, put inside this breast milk and apply on the baby's face, on the baby's body, wherever the baby is experiencing all this, and it's going to clean it easily and swiftly. Those are the advantages of breast milk, and the easy way out is mostly through expressing your breast milk. And aside from these two important, that's being able to use it to clean your baby, or being or the freedom of somebody else giving you, is also going to make it easy on you, because the latching of the baby on your breast, on your nipple, is going to reduce and to be less painful. And not just that, when you're expressing your milk, the baby starts taking it from a feeder, and from there the baby starts relying on external sources. So the moment you are about to stop breastfeeding, it won't be so completely new to the baby that this is something new, I'm not going to take it. It won't be new to the baby. The baby will be able to take in other foods from feeder easily, because the baby has been taking breast milk from feeder. So these are the easy way out, and also the importance of breast milk. Still on the importance of breast milk, let us talk about how very good it is for the child's growth. Breast milk is very, very good. It's one of those things that can even help your baby from getting sick, falling sick. It can cure any disease that your baby has. It can, because there is a way that God has made breast milk to respond to the need of your child. You are going to be very surprised, but that is how it works. It's like your breast milk listens to your child's need and it provides it. And how does this work? The moment your baby latch on your nipple, the saliva of your baby gets to interact with your nipple, and sometimes it gets to go into your breast. Now, this is how your breast is able to understand that from this saliva, I can detect that this baby needs this, so therefore, let us provide it. So, there's possibility that as long as you're breastfeeding, you won't have so much things to worry about in terms of your baby's health, except in maybe critical conditions. But in most cases, you are not going to have anything to worry about in terms of your baby's health. So this is one of the very big advantage of breastfeeding. Now, how long should you breastfeed? I've mentioned 6 months. I've mentioned 2 years. Now, in terms of intervals, the intervals is dependent on you and your baby. So if your baby is hungry, you breastfeed. Some babies breastfeed 1.5 hours intervals. Some babies breastfeed 2 hours intervals. Depends on your baby or the time you have chosen yourself. Now, one of the proper way to breastfeed is breastfeed in a way that is not going to hurt you. Breastfeed in a way that is not going to hurt your nipple. Breastfeed in a way that is not going to hurt your arm. Now, especially when your baby start getting weight and getting bigger than before, it is not comfortable when you breastfeed like this and your baby's head is right on your wrist. It's going to hurt your wrist. But if you can hold your baby like this, then the baby is like here, and let your baby rest on your elbow or in the spaces between the elbow and the wrist. Depends on how convenient for you. That would be better. While you're breastfeeding, probably you're breastfeeding on the left side and the right side of your breast is leaking. You can just take the tip of a cloth like this, then you are going to press it on your nipple while you are breastfeeding. So it's not going to allow any breast milk to leak out from that breast. For those who don't feel comfortable to wear breast pad all the time, because I understand how it can be. Now, let us go to how to boost your breast milk naturally. In my previous video, I have mentioned the inconsistency that comes along with breastfeeding and breast milk. Sometimes you're at the peak of your production, and sometimes you're at the lowest point of your production. The frustrating part of being at the lowest point of your production is your baby may be crying, or your baby wants to suck all the time, and sucking all the time can be like stressful for you. Now, let us talk about how to boost your breast milk naturally. Now, talking about natural method of boosting breast milk, the first thing you need to know about breast milk boosting is that when your baby suck, it calls the breast. That is the most natural way to boost your breast milk. If you notice that you are at the lower point of your breast milk production, it means this is the point where you have to allow your baby to constantly latch on your breast, on your nipple. That is, you can give it every 20 minute interval to try to suck it, to try to suck it. Now, if the milk feels like I think they need us a lot here, then they will go and it will call its other cells out. Sorry for that illustration. So if you keep latching, it calls the milk. Now, that's the real natural method to boost your milk. Now, other things you can now do to aid this boosting. It's not like you should take these things I want to mention without allowing your baby to latch. You have to, because that is what we call it. Now, other things that now helps to boost breast milk. The first on my list is moringa powder. You can just take moringa powder like a tea and drink it. It's a very good way to boost your breast milk. Another one is plantain, either in form of chips or in form of cooked plantain. Anyone, it actually boosts breast milk. I'm still exploring tiger nut, but I think tiger nut too is also very important in boosting breast milk. Commonly, people have talked about chamomile tea. Chamomile tea is very good in get calming the nerves and all sorts of stuff. So I won't be surprised if it boosts breast milk, because when you're calm and your body don't feel stressed, yes, your breast milk supply will definitely increase. But then it depends on if it will work for you properly or not. Another one I know about is potato. That is the sweet potato, or maybe the Irish one works, but the one I'm familiar with is the sweet potato, either in a cooked form or in a chipped form. You can also try these ones. Now, these are external things that are natural food that you need to eat normally that can also help you to boost your breast milk. But then, like I said, latching of your baby on your nipple alone will even call the milk. But then, what if your body doesn't have the strength to produce it? These things I have mentioned is going to aid the production of this milk. Now, aside from all this, one thing that reduces milk production is lack of rest. So definitely you need to eat properly, rest properly, take enough water. There was a time I had a very low production of breast milk and I was wondering why, only to find out that it was because I've not had a good sleep in a few days. And the moment I slept in the afternoon, I woke up with an engorged breast. So am I saying? Sometimes lack of sleep can affect breast milk, not just lack of sleep. Worrying can affect your breast milk because your body naturally wants to send signals to all part of your body to get all the energy from every part of your body. So when a part of your body is being engaged to something else, whether you are working too much, you're worrying too much, you don't have enough water, you're not sleeping well, the moment it gets any of this signal, then it produces at low level. Nevertheless, you may be doing all this properly and your breast milk will still produce at a low level. The difference between the previous times and this other one I have mentioned is the fact that this one won't last long. You don't need to do anything to make it go away. You don't need to do anything to help the breast milk to boost. It has decided to produce a low milk level itself. In a day, 2 days, 3 days, it's going to come back. And like I said, your breast milk responds naturally to your child. So maybe at the point the child doesn't need to take so much milk. That is why it has decided to reduce its level. So that also can determine whether or not you'll be at the peak of your production or at the low level of your production. But thank you so much for sticking to this video till this time. I want to see you again in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe before you go and like this video. I hope this video helps. If it really does, please let me know in the comment section. Or if there's anything you still want me to talk about, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for being there. Bye.